Yeah, hi Niket. So I think just we can learn the more things about the data cap development as well. So
Okay.
here we have that data cap is a very is a tool, so you can learn very easily. So instead of developing means writing a code and all, so we have a data cap inbuilt features like we have inbuilt actions in the data cap. So just we need to map that based on the business requirements. So it's very easy. So that just you can go through that entire the concepts here in the data cap, so that just you can develop your own applications as per your business requirement. Okay, so here in the demo, just I'm going to discuss about that. So initial data cap architecture, and you can see that big picture of the data cap. It's like we have a number of components in the data cap included. So just we also discuss about that each and every product in the data cap, and also components, and also what are the applications we have in built in the data cap system, and also we will discuss about the deployment. So how we will going to deploy the application in your environments like in SIT or VTR production. Okay, so here basically the data cap is built based on the .NET on the .NET framework. So if you have a minimum knowledge on the C#.NET, so you can build your customized application data. So basically the data cap has IBM provided a default inbuilt functionalities like you called actions. So for example, if anything is uh, not anything is not possible from the data cap inbuilt actions, so we will go and develop the data cap custom actions using the C#.NET using the Visual Studio. So if you have, I think I have already the base some basic knowledge on the data cap, so you can easily understand the process of processing data cap. Okay.
Okay, but one thing which I would like to mention is that I don't have any kind of programming experience.
Yeah, so basically the programming experience is not required until you have until your scenario is possible from the data cap studio. So for example,
Okay,
so
like in
there
the
was
live market, like most of the
hmm,
applications will be like based on Datacap, like whatever inbuilt libraries in Datacap, or like the code, like how often there will be a chance of like a coding is needed.
so basically it's a part of from the 100%, just we can develop at least 5% of the custom applications. Okay,
Mhm.
so it is also is not a tough thing here. So you have a base knowledge on the programming skills, like for example if you are a filenet administrator, I think you have some kind of knowledge in the Java, right?
No, 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 no. Like
Okay.
I have not been at all in any kind of programming.
Okay, so
Like
basically
only
we
thing
will
which I know
develop.
was like in the higher secondary school, like I learned say, like C++. So that is the
Mhm.
only, and like little bit of Python also I know. That's it.
Okay, so here just we are going to write a custom code for the, at least as I think it's not for the all the applications. So whenever it is required, so most of the applications is not going to customize because IBM already is providing that inbuilt predefined actions for it. Okay,
Yeah.
but in this training, just I'm going to give a brief introduction about how we are going to a customize application. So that's enough for you. And if anything required, so I'll just you can develop that your applications based on this knowledge. Because so for example, so it's not we're not going to develop any complex customized application in data. Okay, so there was
Mhm.
a minimum a small kind of a customization required, but I will tell you that so which in what scenarios we are going to customize application.
Okay, okay. Because like when I read about data cap now, I have seen like complex invoice application like accounts payable
Yes,
and all those things. Where
yes.
like the invoice, yeah.
So almost we have predefined applications and predefined actions is there, but I can say just only 5% if the business requirement is not satisfied by the data cap. So then
Mhm.
only the business they're going to customize application. So other than that, we are not suggesting to go a customized application in data. Even IBM won't recommend.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So even though by using the data cap actions, if it is a complex logic, so you should write using the data cap actions in the data cap applications. So
Mhm.
if we want to go the customized applications, but if the same scenario, business scenario is satisfying by the IBM data cap, the IBM won't support for the customized applications in that IBM platform.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, whenever you want to go a customized application, the IBM should accept that. Okay, if
Mm-hmm.
they have a feasibility, they also can give that a predefined actions in the next versions. For example, if you have initially just we are using the datacap 9.1.8 in the latest version, so recently
Yes.
they have, yeah, recently they have onboarded 9.1.9. If any
Okay.
business scenario is not satisfying in the particular version, so they will release that particular predefined action in the next release. So
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
that is the
Okay.
recommendation from IBM. But in most of the scenarios, we won't customize an applications. So until unless the IBM comes.
Okay. Customize in the sense, like, what do you mean by like customize? I didn't get exactly like.
Yeah. So basically, the IBM has in DataCap we have predefined actions. Actions
Yes.
is nothing but a single set of methods. So, for
Mm-hmm.
example, if you want to do a certain action on the document, so they have predefined actions. So, for example, your business scenario, as per your business scenario, the particular action is not supported.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Okay, so then just we will go to the customized applications. So
Okay.
we will create our own custom action instead
Ah,
of
okay.
what is IBM provided.
Okay. 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 Oh,
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
custom, that custom application means you are talking about the actions that we are building
Yes,
ourselves and
yes,
then plugging it into DataCap so that we can use it for further in the like in the
correct.
desktop or like in client.
Yes, that is not a custom application, means a custom action.
Ah,
So
okay.
it's not a
Got it. Got it.
custom
Now,
call
now it's clear.
application.
Yeah. I was like kind of confused, like custom application in the sense like I was thinking something else. That is why I.
Okay, it's not going
Yeah.
to customize the entire application. It's a kind of a small action
Mm-hmm.
in the data cap.
Okay. Oh, even
Okay.
that could be done in DataCap.
Yes. So
Uh-huh.
what we will do, we will create a custom action using the C#.NET, and also we will build that custom action in the IBM Datacap framework using the IBM Datacap framework. Just we will integrate the particular action into your application. That's it.
Uh-huh.
So it's not affecting that existing application. Just we are adding one more action into your
Okay.
application.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. Okay, you are clear, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm clear. I'm clear about it.
So here just I'm talking about the data cap components. So we have the 11 elements here in the data
Mhm.
cap application process. If you can take any of application, if you create any application for any business process, so the 11 elements are the same for the every applications. So based on the business logic, maybe we will remove some kind of elements, but for the every business process, for every application, the elements are same for the all the applications for every business. So for example, so basically the data cap is nothing but it's a data capturing tool provided by IC. So what is the business scenario? Just I can say. So for example, I think just already supporting into data cap. Just I think just we are going to scan a number of documents into a data cap application. Okay. So
Yes.
the data cap will accept the documents from the various sources, and they will data cap will identify the document, and data cap will capture the data from the document which is scanned by the user. So does mean the data cap is nothing but it's a data capturing tool. Okay, so
Yes.
from where and how we are going to capture the data, so for that we have a process in the data cap. Okay, so if you can take any process from data cap, the process remains same for the every application, for every business process. Okay, so initially
Okay.
just I'm talking about the image acquisition. So image acquisition nothing but, so image acquisition means from where we are going to scan a document, the source of the image. So for example, so we have a number of business. For example, the business one will scan the document from the some image subsystem like a shared folder, and some of the business they are going to scan a documents from the fax server, and some of the business they will upload the document into a data cap using some kind of thin client thick client applications, and some of the business they will scan the documents using the scanners, external scans. So
Mm-hmm.
and some of the business they will going to accept the documents via emails. Okay, this is called image acquisition, like from where the data the documents coming from which source the document is coming to a data cap. So this is called image acquisition. So there are the different processes for the based on the business. Okay, so
Hmm.
for the most of the business, so they will scan the document from the shared folder, and most of the business they will scan the documents directly from the scanner. Okay, so for
Okay.
example, as per your understanding, I think you know that IBM Content Navigator, ICN.
Yes.
Okay, so basically now just we are integrating the data cap into a IBM Content Navigator for the rich user interface. So some of the business they are using that ICN, IBM Content Navigator, to scan the document or to upload the documents into a data. Okay, this is called image acquisition. Okay,
Okay. Uh-huh.
so then I'm going to page identification. The page identification is nothing but, so what are the documents you have scanned in the step of image acquisition? Page identification is nothing but the data cap will identify the document which is scanned by user. Like it might be from ICN, it might be a scanner or something else. But the data cap should identify the document which is the document scanned by your users. For example, the user has scanned a document for the in the banking process. The user scanned a account opening form using some scanners and all. So once the document has uploaded into a data cap, in the image acquisition is completed. The next task is page identification. In the page identification, the data cap will try to identify the document. The scanned document is account opening form. Okay, so just
Okay.
I'm giving an example as an account opening form. The
Hmm.
data cap should identify the document which is scanned by user. So it is an account opening form. So for that identification, we have number of possibilities or number of techniques inbuilt in data cap. So
Hmm.
IBM has given a number of techniques to identify the document which is scanned by user. So
Hmm.
for example, some of the users or some of the business, they will use some kind of barcodes on the documents to identify a document type. For example, we have an account opening form, so they will give some kind of a barcode for the account opening form on the document. So DataCap has a inbuilt feature to read the barcode from the data document, and it will identify the scanned document as account opening form. For example, okay. So some of the banking system, so they have some kind of logos on the document.
Yes.
So if so this is called a pattern matching. So if we based on the logos, the data cap can able to identify the document type, or else
Hmm.
able to identify that the customer name. For example, if you process that number of account opening form, for example, I have a business services, I am providing my applications to number of banks, for example, American Express, SBI, and all. So data cap able to identify the
Hmm.
document coming from which bank based on the logo. So that is
Okay.
called pattern matching.
Hmm.
Okay. And
Okay.
next, so if we can talk about the OCR, OCR is nothing but optimal character recognition. So if, for example, if you have a machine printed document, you are processing a machine printed document into a data cap. Data cap has some kind of engines that is called OCR engine. It will extract the data from the a document, and based on the words, for example, if you're processing a account opening form into a data cap system, the data cap will process the OCR engine on the document. It will get that words from the account opening. For example, in the account opening form, if we have a word account opening form on the document, data cap can able to find that word on the account opening on the document, and it will identify as account opening form. So this is
Like
called
how
OCR.
many engines do actually they have? Like OCR-A and OCR-S. That's it.
Yeah, we have actually the OCR engines. There are depends on the languages. Okay,
Yes.
so
Hmm.
before we have OCRS and OCRA, OCRJ. So there was the different OCR engines are there. So
Hmm.
before they have categorized OCR engines as per the languages supported. So
Okay.
now we
Hmm.
have a common OCR engine, that is OCRA, and we have recently they have updated some kind of accuracy in the OCRA. So in the OCRA, we have a number of advantages now in the latest versions. So now you can use either you can use OCRA and you can use OCRS.
Oh, like which all languages are now supported by DataCap?
So there are the number of languages around the 17 to 18 languages supported by DataCap. So not only
Okay.
English, and Japanese and Arabic.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And
Like
there
Arabic
are
and
the
English,
number of
we have enabled it over here, but we had a serious problem after enabling it over here. Like what the problem was, the CSS in FileNet,
Mhm.
it was not able to read the this one. Like it was reading from left to right.
Oh, okay. For the Arabic language.
Yes, not for even for the English in the
Oh,
Arabic.
okay.
Yeah, and like later on, we had an issue. We stopped that engine using and all.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay. I think the latest versions I have they have updated.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I not read that latest version of release
Okay.
notes.
Uh-huh.
Maybe they have basically now the OCR. Yes, I think OCR A it's Abi related Abi engine. We called OCR Abi engine was built based on the Abi DLL, and I think just we are supporting that number of languages in OCR A. So
Okay. Okay.
comparatively
Mhm.
OCRS. Okay. Next we are going to that other technique, the position. So for example, the position based on the position, we can also identify the documents. For example, if you can give that position, basically the position we are using for the fingerprinting matching. So I think you have an idea of fingerprint. So the fingerprint will work based on the structure of the document. So for example, if we have a invoice document, okay, so invoice document is remain same for the max almost every customer. Okay, so for example, if they are processing the invoice document, the data cap will try to try to match the fingerprint with the scanned document. If it is matched, so that it will identify as a invoice document or account opening. So this position based identification is purely depend on the fingerprinting. Okay, so these
Yeah.
are the identification techniques we have in the data. Then, so I'm going with that image enhancement. So now the two steps was completed. That is, the scanning was done and the identification was completed by a data. Now, just we are discussing about the image enhancement is nothing but, for example, we have scanned a document in the data cap. May the documents have some kind of noises like dots and lines and all. So using that image enhancement, just we can remove that noise on the document. For example, we can clean that dots and we can clean that lines and we can clean that if we have document have some kind of noises, just we
Mm-hmm.
can delete that noises for the image quality to enhance the image quality
Mm-hmm.
which is scanned by user. So once the image enhancement done, then only just we can find that few data on the document, like quality of data on the document. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So then I'm going to the document assembly. The document assembly is nothing but, for example, you have scanned account opening form in the data cap system. May your account opening form has a number of pages. So for example, if your account opening form has 3 pages, maybe first page has the whole the data and the other 2 pages, maybe just you can treat it as a attachments or trailing pages. So based on the document assembly, just we can consider all the 3 pages belongs to one document. It might be based on the page type. It might be based on the page count. It might be based on the value comparison. Just we can assemble the document based on the document type.
Okay.
This is
Mm-hmm.
called a document assembly. Okay. Then just I'm going this. Then I'm going to the recognition part. So
Mm-hmm.
already just we have completed in the first step. What we have done? We have done the image acquisition, means we have scanned the document and we have identified the document type based on the identification techniques, and we have enhanced the image which is scanned by user, and we have assembled the document based on the page type or document type. Now my aim is I need to recognize I need to recognize the data from the document. So for example, your account opening form have some data, like for example, uh, I might be name, something, date of birth, and all. So whenever if you want to extract the data from the document, initially we need to do some recognition steps. So that is, we have a recognition engines by default in DataCap, that is OCR engine and ICR engine and OMR engine. Okay. The OCR is nothing but already we have discussed optimal
Yes.
character recognition, and ICR is nothing but intelligent character recognition, and OMR is nothing but optimal character recognition. So OCR is nothing but a machine printed document.
Optical marking, no?
Yeah, sorry, optimal marking recognition. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the OMR is nothing but optimal marking recognition. So OCR is nothing but a machine printed document, and ICR is nothing but a handwritten document,
Yes.
and optimal optical recognition is nothing but is kind of checkboxes. Okay. So for example, if you have like a checkboxes like in the document, so we have a feasibility in Datacap to identify that checked value from the document. So this is called OMR. And in the recognition part, we can also extract the data using the barcode engine, and also we can extract the data from some other database lookups. For example, we have a business application from the bank. So based on the account number, so they will get some information from some other databases. So that is called databases lookups. So that is also possible from the Datacap to talk with the external database to retrieve the information from the other databases.
Can we have like inbuilt lookups values for fields in Datacap? Like if like only 10 to 15 values are there, can we inbuild like input those values in Datacap itself?
Yes, we can pass it. We can pass it to a lookup query, and we can retrieve the data.
Okay.
We have a feasibility.
Like all those things will be explained in detail, no, later?
Yeah. So this is just for demo, just I'm giving.
Yes,
so
got it.
Next, just we'll go with that one by one. So like just you can talk with the start from image acquisition, and we will explain it in detail. Okay. So then I'm going with the fingerprinting. So the fingerprinting is nothing but, for example, you are processing some kind of a invoice or account opening form into a Datacap system. So you know the position of the data. So for example, you want to extract the data from the you want to extract a name from the account opening form. So you know the position of data. So for that, just we are going to use the fingerprinting.
So how is it different from a pattern?
A pattern is using logos. The pattern matching is for logos.
Okay.
The fingerprint. This is position and structure.
Okay.
Okay. In the fingerprinting, so what I will do, I will give the input to the Datacap system on the particular document in the particular position, name, particular position. So we have the name value. So I will give the input to the Datacap system. I will give the position as input to the Datacap system. Datacap will get the position data from the document. Because in this scenario, you know that where that particular value is located. So in this scenario, just we can use that fingerprint.
Okay.
For example, you are processing an account opening form into a Datacap system. So from the, for example, if we can talk about the SBA, maybe the account opening form structure remains same for the other client.
Okay.
So in this scenario, if we can use that fingerprinting magic, like if we can give the position to the Datacap system, it will get the right data from the account opening form for the SBA customer. Maybe it will the wrong data. It will get the wrong data from the other bank customer because the structure is different from the each customer. So in this scenario, it is not suitable for your Datacap application. Fingerprinting is not suitable for your application. If you can get same structure of document from the every customer, so this is recommendable because that for every customer data is structured. The structure is same for the every customer. So in this scenario only, just we can recommend that fingerprinting.
Okay.
So you are giving that position to the Datacap system. This is called a zone. Yes, you will draw the zone from the in the Datacap system. So in this position, we have the name value, and this position we have the mobile number, something else.
Okay.
It will store the position of data in the Datacap system, Whenever you process the document into Datacap system, so it will get that position of data from the document.
Okay.
But it cannot validate in the fingerprinting. You need to validate using some other kind of tools.
Okay.
So this is called a fingerprinting. Then locating data. So the locating data is nothing but, for example, we have processing account opening form. In the account opening form, I have a name keyword. Okay. So name as a keyword. For value, we can find maybe it's the right side. Okay. What the Datacap will do using that keywords matching, it will try to find out that word from the document, and it will get that right data or below data or above data based on your instruction. Okay. Maybe some scenarios, maybe you will get that proper value from the right side. Maybe some scenarios you will get that data from the above, and maybe some scenarios you can get that name from the below. Okay, so this is called a keywords matching. Based on the keywords, you are trying to locate the data from the document.
Okay.
And also,
and like, what is the difference between the zones in fingerprinting and locating data then?
Yeah, so fingerprinting nothing but we are giving the position on the document. Okay, in that particular position, you can have different data for every customer. But keywords matching, you are trying to find out the word. So you are trying to get the word first, then we are trying to get that data from the based on the keyword.
Okay.
So in these scenarios, already in these scenarios, you are trying to find out the word first, then you will get that data from the right side, for example. But using the fingerprinting, just you are giving the position. In that position, it might have different data. Might be it will be a right data, it will be a wrong data. So that is the difference.
Okay.
If it is the structure is same, like what are the position or what are the zone we have given to the Datacap system. So what are the document you have scanned? This is the same structure, so you can get the right data. If the structure is different, you will get the wrong data in the same position.
Okay.
But in the keywords, we have 80% accuracy. You can get the right word on the document. If there is no word on the document, for example, if I am trying to find out the word on the document name, if no name is not available, the Datacap won't extract the data from the document. But in the zones, it will get the data. It might be wrong or right. So that is the difference.
Okay.
And we have another feasibilities in Datacap. We can use some kind of regular expressions on the document. For example, regular expressions.
Okay.
So, for example, we have a PAN card number on the document. You can create some kind of regular expressions for the PAN card number, and Datacap will try to find out the regular expression value on the document. It will get the data.
Okay. So that can be anywhere in the document.
Anywhere in the document. So it is not required a keyword, and it is not required a position of data, but it will match with the regular expression. If regular expression value is not matched with the document data, it won't return any values.
Okay.
So most of the regular expressions we are using for Aadhaar card, maybe PAN card or passport number, some kind of unique values. Okay. So we have completed around 7 steps now. So what are the steps? We have scanned the document, we have enhanced the image, we have identified the image, and we have recognized the data, and we have using the fingerprint, we have some kind of data we are extracted, and we are locating the data, means we have extracted some data. Okay. So in the validation step, so we can validate the data what we have extracted based on the above techniques. So for example, I am using the fingerprinting zones to extract some kind of value. For example, I have extracted a name using the fingerprinting. So in the validation step, I can able to validate that it is a name or not. Name means the name should have 100% alphanumeric values, so that I will validate that the particular name field has 100% alphanumeric, 100% alphabets or not.
Mm-hmm.
If it is not 100% alphabet, so the data cap system identified like, so it is not a name value.
Okay, okay.
So for example, I am trying to extract that mobile number from the document. So I can
Mm-hmm.
also validate that it is a 100% numeric characters or not.
Yes.
If it is not a 100% numeric, it is not a proper mobile number, right mobile number. So
Okay.
some kind of mathematical calculations are digits. For example, if mobile number have only 10 digits, we can also validate that in the data cap system. Okay. So for
Okay.
example, as we discussed about the database lookups, for example, if you want to retrieve some data from the some other databases, for example, based on the account number, you need to retrieve some data from the other external databases. We can also retrieve the data from the external resources and we can assign it to fields.
Okay.
or else, or else,
Mm-hmm.
or else, for example, you have a mobile number and the same customer data available in some other external databases. So I can also retrieve the data based on the mobile number. I can also validate that the data cap recognized name is matched with that database records.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For example, I have retrieved a name. I have extracted a name as a David from the document in the data cap. I will try to validate that name into external data sources using some kind of mobile number or unique value. So I can validate it. If it is matched, means the data cap extracted value is correct. If it is not matched, so say there are some kind of glitches happen in the data cap system in the extraction process.
Okay.
Okay, so these kind of validations just we can do it from in the data cap system.
Mm-hmm.
So the coming to the verification. So verification is nothing but, for example, you have extracted some kind of data from the data cap and you have validated before, and you can also have a verification in the data cap system. The user can manually verify the data using the thick client or thin client application. So user have a feasibility. He can also verify the data extracted by data cap and what are the documents you have scanned. So the user what will do? The user will see that data from the document, and user also can verify that data which is extracted by data cap. So for example, if you are using that IBM Content Navigator, you can open that batch into verification in the IBM Content Navigator. User can able to validate the data from the document and which is the data which is extracted by data cap. So if anything wrong data extracted from the data cap, user can able to manually enter the data. He can able to manually correct the data.
Okay.
This is called a manual verification. This is called verification.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, based on the image quality, the data cap has not extracted 100% accuracy data. So the data cap will identify that as incorrect data or low quality data, low confidence data.
Mm-hmm.
So some kind of a color coding systems is available in verification process in data.
Okay, okay.
If it is a wrong data, it will assign a red color to the field. If it is a low confidence data, it will assign a yellow color to the field. Okay, based on that, the user will validate the data on the document. So in the verification screen, user can see the document which is scanned by user, and user can see the data which is extracted by data. So user can cross verify the data.
Okay.
So that is called verification.
Uh-huh.
So the coming to the export is nothing but now we have already extracted the data and we have verified and we have validated the data. So based on the business process, just we can export the data into some other external repositories. For example, if you want to export the data into FileNet, from the data cap, you can export the document into FileNet along with the property values. Like which
Yes,
is
that's what like we does over here.
yes. So I think just you have an idea on a FileNet, right? So whenever if you want to export a document into FileNet, we can export the document along with the metadata which is extracted by data. Okay. So some of the business processes, so they don't want to export document into a file net. So they want to export the document into some other shared folder, and they want to export the data into some CSV files and XMLs and text files, whatever it may be. The Datacap has a feasibility to export the data to a file net or any CM8 repositories, a database, or CSV, or XML, or text file. You have the number of feasibilities to export the data. So most of all the applications, all the business, they are going to store the document into a file net system because it is an IBM platform. Okay, if they are using that file net system, so they can able to export that document along with data also.
Okay.
So for example, they want to export the document into some shared folder, so they cannot export that property values along with the document. So in these scenarios, they will export the document with the subfolders, and they will export the data into some other databases.
Okay.
So for example, some of the business they want the document as into a subfolder, and they want the data into a CSV or XML. So
like even Excel file can be generated.
Correct. Yes, we can also generate Excel. Okay, these are the available options in the Datacap whenever we want to export a document into some other repositories or IBM repositories.
Okay.
Okay. So if you take any application, if you can take any application, the application process will start from the scanning and it will ends with export. So in between, just we need to do the number of processes, like in between the scanning and export, just we need to do the page identification, recognition, validation, and verification. After that, we need to export the document. Once the export is completed, does mean the batch was completed. So the target is just we need to export a document into file net. For example, if the document is exported to file net, the task is completed. The workflow is completed.
Okay.
So in between, the routing is then an optional process. So for example, in your business scenario, for example, the verification is not required. So we have validated the data before verification. If the validation is success, no need to verify. No need verification required from the user. I mean, manual intervention is not required from the user. So in this scenario, you can skip the verification, and once you validate, you can export the document. You can export the document directly without verification.
Okay.
So this is called routing. You understand, right?
Yeah.
So this is called routing. This is an optional process. So whenever you require, just you can use that routing concept. So most of the business, what will do is they will do the validation before verification. If the validation is success, means the validation is satisfied, so they will skip the verification, and they will export the document directly. So in particular scenarios, if no manual intervention is required, so they will export the document directly without verification. So that is called route.
Okay.
Okay, so these are the elements is in the Datacap application process. If you can take any application, these remain same for the each and every process.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah. One thing which I doubt, like this is something like over here which I have faced. I just want to know, like we are scanning documents, like we have a couple of applications, thick line applications are there. When the user is scanning the application, no.
Okay.
After scanning, it takes too much of time to create the page ID.
Okay.
What would be the reason for that?
So to create the page ID, there might be a number of reasons. For example, if you are scanning that document into a Datacap, so based on the size also, the page ID will work. The page ID means it will process that OCR. And
OCR is disabled in the page ID.
Okay, so maybe just we're using any convert actions. to convert the PDF into TIFF images. So it will
Yeah,
also
like if
take
it
some
is
more time.
PDF, we are converting into TIFF images. That is doing.
Correct. So based on the size, the conversion actions will work. So it will convert the each and every page from the PDF. It will take some time.
Okay. So like if it is basically if it is like directly scanning as image like TIFF files, then it won't take much time, right? It will.
It won't take much time.
Okay. Okay. So like when it is coming PDF, like approximately how much time will it take if it is a good load?
Sorry.
Approximately how much time it could take?
Approximately means, I think, so for example, that's what I'm. It's based
If
on
the
that
PDF, if the PDF is
size.
a 10 MB PDF with 13 pages, how much time will it take?
That I think it will take milliseconds to convert it.
Only milliseconds.
Just milliseconds.
But the problem is like we are facing around like 10 minutes.
10 minutes means maybe it will be size, or else not only conversion. So might be you are using some other rule sets in the page ID task. So it will
Okay.
also consider, it will also execute, right? It will also
Mm-hmm.
take some time to execute.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, in the page ID task, we are not only going to execute the conversion actions. So we are going to execute some kind of rules in the page ID step, right? So it will also take some time.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then.
So like in the okay, carry on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Like in the process of like if I like in our class, like if I am having some like problem in the current application of can you really be able to support me with that?
So actually, just I'm agreed for only training. So not going to do an application support work.
Okay.
So this is for only training. Just you can learn that how to develop application, how to create an
I also
application.
wanted to develop an application for here. Like for that, like I have an environment also in my PC, like with 9.1.8.
Yeah, if you
For
have
like
environment,
developing
just
that
you
a
can.
basic application, you will be able to help me out.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
that I would help in the training process. So
Okay.
if you have creating our applications based on the class, if you have any issues, maybe I will support.
Okay.
Going to the application support, so we are not agreed for that yet.
Okay. No problem.
Yes. So these are the 11 elements. So which is in the Datacap application process. Okay. So then I'm going to the Datacap glance. Nothing but so Datacap has three processes, like the source, and we can transform and deliver. The source is nothing but from various sources we are going to scan, or we are giving the input to the Datacap system. So in the transform Datacap will transform the data using the OCR or ICR or OMR or barcode, and it will identify the documents, and it will extract the data, and it will verify the data, and it will validate the data, and it will do some kind of lookups based on some external databases. So it is called a transform. The Datacap will transform the data, and Datacap can deliver the data into some other resources like IBM FileNet or ICM Cloud, case management, at BPM, some other external repositories. So this is called data. The Datacap is
Okay.
nothing but just we are giving to the source to the Datacap system. The Datacap will transform the data, and it will deliver to the data. Okay. So now I'm coming to the source. The source, what is nothing but the source from some several resources here. You can see that high-speed scanners, fax servers, mails, and scanners, and email attachments, and multifunctional devices, and mobiles also. So now also we have a mobile Datacap application to scan the document in a mobile, and you can upload that you can upload that document into a Datacap server. Okay, so these are the several sources we can get that Datacap as input from the other several sources. Now we can transform the data. The transform the data is nothing but just we have already discussed for the identification technique, like a pattern recognition, fingerprinting, keywords, and barcodes and separator sheets. So we will identify the data based on the several Datacap identification techniques. And here we can extract the data from the document using that OCR engine, or might be ICR or barcode, it might be OMR, or it might be locating data, or might be a fingerprinting, something else. We can extract the data from the documents. And So we can deliver the data. So from the data cap, got the sources from the several resources. The data caps transform the data, and we can deliver the data into a documents into a file and content manager, a CM8, or content on demand, a SharePoint, any CMS repository. So if you want to export the data document into a content manager, and we can also export the data into some databases, or also we can give the data into some services, or might be BPM or some other external repositories or external databases. So this is called deliver. So what to understand, just we can get the sources from the several types, like might be several resources. Data cap will transform the data, and data cap we can deliver the data along with the documents. Okay, so it is kind of a navigator verification panel. So you can see this is for verification panel. So you can see that the left side image viewer, you can see that the scanned data and field details means which is extracted by data cap, and you can see that this is a batch structure. So so you can see the data in yellow color, right? So maybe it is showing the low confidence value. So what user will do in the verification? The user will key in the data. He can verify that data into document, and he can able to edit, or he can able to key in the data in the verification panel for the particular fields.
Yeah, but this take actually time, no? Like if you are enabling OCR for a document, and like if there are too many pages, like first page OCR will take time, no, for processing it.
Yes, it will take time. So that's why what I'm telling. So for example, if you have an account opening form, okay. For example, you have an account opening form. The account opening has some kind of 10 pages of document. And what are the data you are trying to extract from the document? It's available on the first page. In this scenario, you no need to perform the OCR on the remaining 9 pages, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So we can skip that OCR process for the remaining pages. So that's where just we can manage that OCR performance.
Okay.
So that has a feasibility. You can skip that remaining pages. So wherever you're not required to process it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is in the recognition part. So this is the verification. So coming to the use cases, nothing but, so basically this is the simple workflow just I have created. So initially just we will input the documents, nothing but we will scan the documents, and we will identify the documents. This is the generic scenario. And after that, we will recognize the fields from the documents using the OCR, something ICR or something. And after that, we will verify and validate the data, and we will export that document into some other repositories. This is the use case for each and every application. This is the same.
Yes.
The application workflow starts with the scanning, and it will ends with that export.
Okay. Like we can even for displaying the properties in FileNet from the verify page. Is it how is it possible?
Sorry, come again.
Like there will be like properties in FileNet for classes.
Yes.
For displaying that in the verify panel.
Yes. No, we are exporting the document from Datacap to filing, right?
Okay. Like we won't be able to read, like vice versa. Like the property fields from FileNet can be read into Datacap also, no?
Yes, we can retrieve the data.
Okay.
So for example, I can say one more scenario. So business don't want to export a document into FileNet. So business want take input document from the FileNet. Okay. In the FileNet, the document has the document along with the properties. So Datacap has feasibility to connect to the FileNet, and it will retrieve the data document based on the property value. For example, it might be GUID, or it might be some kind of extra custom properties.
Okay. Like that also you can do.
Yes, we will fetch the data, and Datacap will download the document into a Datacap input repository, and we will process it. And if you want to export the same data, same document into FileNet, or something you want to export it to some image subfolder, also you can do it.
Okay.
So that is a vice versa process. So most of the business just will export the document from Datacap to file.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So in business use cases, so uh, we have number of advantages in the data cap process. So we can simple identify unstructured documents as well, and we have a different kind of applications in the data cap, that is the accounts payable solution and travel docs, medical claims. And in this process already they have written some kind of business complex logics. If you want to use it for your application, if it is up, if the logic is suitable for your application, you can directly use it. And in the data cap, you can easily identify the document and easily extract the data from the document. And we can also a high level verification process and validation process here. So that is the most of the use cases using the data. So we have some kind of data. So this is called a cognitive capture solution. This is a licensed software and we can integrate with the data.
Okay.
So the advantage of this cognitive capture solution is you can extract a structured data from the unstructured document. Okay, you have unstructured document, like for example, you have IBM reports. So for example, what I can say, for example, you have a birth certificate, right?
Okay.
So birth certificate, in the birth certificate you have a lines. So and okay, so there is nowhere just you have a keyword name.
Okay.
So for example, Mr. David has born on something, just you can return, right? So in the cognitive solution, able to find that a name from the a unstructured document, that is called unstructured document. The name is a structured word.
Yes.
So for the cognitive capture, they have written some kind of different kind of algorithm to retrieve the data based on the names or feelings or things. So there were some kind of other things also. Just we can retrieve the extract the data from the unstructured document. That is called a cognitive capture. This is
This
not
is a different tool, no, which can be integrated with DataCap.
Sorry.
This is a different, altogether different thing, no, cognitive capture.
Yeah, this is the different. This is the different thing, but you can integrate with the data. This is licensed software.
Okay.
But it was built on the data cap, but it has an external application, external capturing solution, where we can integrate this solution to data cap. So this is a licensed software. If you want to use this, just we need to buy another license. So that is called a cognitive capture solution.
Okay.
This is called a text analysis. So cognitive capture will analyze the text and it will give that result to whatever you want. So basically, just in the most of the medical claims applications in the US, so they are using that cognitive capture solution. So they have built that cognitive capture application. So for that medical claims USA. So most of them they're using that cognitive capture solution, especially for the medical claims.
Okay.
Then talking about the data cap applications, in the data cap, just we have a different predefined or default applications available in our data cap. So that is called a accounts payable solution APT, and medical claims and travel docs and the flexi applications. There are the number of applications available. So if in that application any logic is suitable for your business logic or business requirement, just you can directly use it. It's a reusable solution. So whenever you have written a logic into a data cap system, so it will create this different kind of rules. So if you want to use those rules for your application, you can directly use it. So that is the advantage predefined applications.
Okay.
Okay. For example, if you are processing a accounts payable solutions like invoices or kind of things, that you can directly use that the data cap APT for your accounts payable solution.
So like just make some basic changes so that the same application can be used.
It can be used. So that is the most advantage.
Okay.
So if you can talk about the data cap components, So this seems as a complex architecture. So just I will show you that architecture diagram in the different way than in the next sessions, that you can understand that process, how all the components will work, and what is the linking between all the components.
Okay.
Just I have a different PPT for it to understand very easy manner using the Datacap software architecture.
Okay. Yeah, like this kind of explanation, like what is happening in the back and like what is happening in the behind will help you me to get a much more better idea, like how it is getting processed altogether.
Yeah, so we are 100% sure. So you can get that better idea in the next class. So how the
Okay.
background, so you know the front end now. So you can see that. So they're scanning the documents and they're verifying, they're exporting the document to filing. That is the
Okay.
knowledge you have. So when you are
Yes.
supporting application.
Yes,
So just
exactly.
we'll
And like
discuss it.
if there is
Yeah.
any problem, like I'll just go troubleshoot. Like since it is a custom application, there are like custom fields which has to be did, and some custom dealers are there which has been written in .NET. So all
Yes.
those kind of troubleshooting is what I'm basically does right now.
Yes, correct. So
Okay.
for that, so just we are going to give a brief idea, and we will go. We're going to discuss very in depth. Just we are sure. Just we'll give that in depth knowledge on the data.
Okay,
So
like
how to troubleshoot, and what are the processes, the back end, how all the
okay.
components connect together. So how to
If I ask you
troubleshoot.
like Frank, like could you give an estimate like after the end of by the end of this class on a scale of like 1 to 10, how much I would be able to like how easy would for me to build an application data cap?
So apart from the administration, so administration will take time to learn that. So apart from the administration, you can learn the development knowledge at least 80%.
80% can be
80%
okay.
development knowledge.
Okay.
Okay, just we are
Even the
sure.
administration part also will be like you will be discussing, no?
So administration part we will discuss. The administration parts will come up by that practicing. So for
Okay.
example, so we will discuss about that distribution environment. So maybe you don't have the distribution environment to practice it, right? So that's where just we can scale your knowledge. If you have distribution environment, just you can learn it. So the administration is nothing but if you have distribution environment, you can practice it, right? You can practice and you can learn. But most
Okay.
of the practice environment, we have a single server. So that's where just we can learn. So apart from that, just we can learn that a data cap application development and troubleshooting and support and everything. Just we can learn.
Okay.
So why I'm not giving the administration part means, so you might have don't have the distribution environment, means it will have another other 4 servers to configure that install the data cap components.
Okay.
But I will show you all the components in the single server. So that you can better, and in the administration part you can learn up to a 50 to 60%.
Okay. So
But the
you will be also
application
sharing some notes or PDF something like that in the course of our classes.
Courses, just you are not providing any documentation. So maybe just the basic structure. I mean the base documents, like application development guide, that all I will provide.
Okay.
So the PPTs and documents, it is not we are not going to share.
Okay.
And you can prepare that. So based on the sessions, right? In the sessions, I think just you can prepare. Okay. For example, for each and every session, the Ashish will share you the recording. So based on that, also just you can prepare your notes or prepare your doc.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. So the common documents like application development guide and all, just I have that some kind of a common documents that I will share.
Okay.
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 So that is that demo, Niket. So if you have
Yeah.
any questions, just you can feel free to ask. So that we have here to discuss about your
No, like
questions.
nothing. Like I haven't kept like in between itself. We were discussing everything now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like kind of good interactive session, and I loved it.
Yep.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah. Thank you, Aniket. So in the next sessions, maybe just we will get into the deep knowledge. So don't worry about it. Just we are sure. Just will after this training, I'm sure just you can create your own applications by your own.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Niket.
Thank you.